Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this quick conversation with yours truly, Mr. O. And I want to say thank you all for supporting this page and for interacting with this page from time to time. All right. My name is Mr. O. If you are new here, and I'm a high school mathematics teacher in the United States of America. And I've been here for some time now, and it's been good. It's been good. Guys, let me know if my picture is okay. My camera is flicking from my side, but I don't know. Let me see. I cannot change this. Ericus Papa, good morning. I want us to have a conversation about some few things related to immigration, and I will share my personal views and my personal experiences and the experiences of close friends of mine, and it is for us to learn. All right, you can add your voice, you can add your comments. Thank you, thank you, as we go along. All right, thank you. And it's very important we pay attention. It's going to be very straight to the point, very concise, but there's a lot of juice in there, and it will only benefit those who pay attention. Okay. All right. So over the weekend, I've been making some series of immigration related comments, yeah, or posts on my Facebook wall, and few people have interacted with it, and I appreciate that. And we keep the learning process ongoing because there's a lot of chaos in this space right now. Looking at what the Department of State is bringing, the changes they are bringing into the traveling space. Okay, since 9/11, a lot has changed. All right, a lot has changed related to traveling, and every day it keeps changing. The immigration rules changing by the day. Other aspects of traveling and immigration are changing by the hour. So recently, the U.S. Department of State changed the length of visas given to students and given to travelers coming to the United States, all kind of categories. And there's been a lot of comments, there's been a lot of worries, a lot of stress in the system. Okay, I didn't do any video because I wanted the dust to settle. Then we can have a proper conversation. First of all, nobody should panic. Nobody should be stressed. If you are a teacher coming on a J1 visa or an H1B visa, you don't have to be stressed about anything. Is that okay? You don't have to be stressed about anything. If you are a student coming on a student visa, be it master's level, degree level, you don't have to be stressed. Okay? I think the Fred Effect has done a video explaining the student side. That is why I want to use the opportunity to clear the teacher's side. If you are a teacher coming on a J1, whatever, just take a chill pill. All right. The only challenge you're gonna have is the dates. I think there is no availability of dates, but even that, your school district or the agency will give you a letter to expedite your process. If they don't, just take your time and find other innovative ways to get that appointment. It is very important. When you have the appointment, the rest is history. All right. And one of the things you should also understand is the visa stamp is different from your visa status. It is only to give you an entry into the system. The visa stamp is basically giving you an entry into the system. Okay. It does not define your visa status. Your visa could expire, but your status could be valid for as long as it can. Okay. So, for instance, my visa stamp had expired a long time ago. Okay. But my status is still active and it's valid, and I'm legal in the US. Why? Because the documentations that back my being here or my continuous stay here is not the visa stamp. So let's get the differences so that you don't twist it. So they may give you 3 months, single entry, but it could, your status could change at any time. Your status could be any other thing that will give you a validity. So please just rest and relax. If your J2s, that is your dependents, if they are giving 2 months, 3 months, don't stress. That is not what gives them the legality or the validity to stay here. It is your DS 2019 that gives you that validity. And if the DS 2019 says you are allowed to stay here from this time to this time, that is what it allows you. Okay? Because if you begin to stress now, a lot of you will get confused. And I've been having a lot of questions and a lot. That is why I began making those posts. And I wanted for us to have a conversation about it. Okay? This morning, I just want to take the conversation away from, because this is very simple matter. So it's settled. I want us to have a proper conversation about immigration. Okay, a story was told to me about a man who traveled to the UK, and before he left his home country to the UK, the friends and the people who were there advised him to reduce his age. Listen carefully. So he reduced his age because they were targeting some warehouse jobs and some kind of jobs for him, but those jobs were dependent on the age of the applicant. So, in order to make sure that you are compliant, he reduced his age right from home, changed his passports, did everything before traveling. Got to the UK, 20 years down the lane, the UK has now changed their retirement rule, right? So, it is now 65 years to retirement. All right? Now, this man is now 56 years on paper. Listen carefully. He is now 56 years on paper. But in reality, the man is about 70 years old. Are you following? The man is about 70 years old in reality. Eh? Because he knows his real self. He knows his age. He knows that I am 70 years old. But on paper, according to the law, according to the legality and all the legal papers that he has, he is supposed to be around 56 or 57 years old. Now, you must keep working and keep working till 65 in order to qualify for certain level of retirement benefit. Are you following? And this man is now stressed, depressed, complaining, and in fact, he regrets listening to those friends. Now, why? Because he now has to work when he's supposed to be resting. Yeah, he's now having to work 8 to 5 when he's supposed to. And the kind of job that he's doing are not jobs that are age friendly. They are putting a lot of stress on him physically. They're putting a lot of stress on his mental health, and he's going through a lot. You understand? How does this story ties into what we are talking about today? When you are traveling, I have 3 points, just three that we can look at. For me, you need the right information. Yeah, the right information, the appropriate information, not just any information. Because I know a lot of people are now sourcing information from anywhere. ChatGTP, DeepSeek, whatever, Chat Kominini, and in fact, even the ChatGTP they are not using the paid version. They are using the free version, and the free version has its own information it's going to give you. The paid version behaves differently. Yeah, these people they are very smart. The paid version behaves differently. The free version behaves anyhow. Okay? The same way, if you want to Google information, if you are using Google as your search engine, there is an aspect, if you are doing a scholarly, how do you call it, research or anything, you want to search for information. Google has other parts, right? One of those parts is a scholarly part that a lot of people use. If you are a scholar, you can go there. Google Scholar gives you a refined output. It doesn't give you junk. The general Google gives you general information and junk. And now the AI will give you a summary of whatever he has seen on the internet. And a lot of people depend on those informations more that they forget there is a human part to every information. In recent times, on my own journey, on this immigration journey, I've had to interact with some people, some lawyers, and some individuals, and the kind of information I was getting, it was too deep. I'm like, these informations are not on the internet. Even if they are there, it takes a lot of research, it takes a lot of deep diving to get to know them. Why do you think these big economies still maintain quality libraries? Yes, if you come to the US, almost every county has a fully stocked, well established library with old books, very, very old books, books that are out of print that you may not find anywhere. You may find them in certain libraries in the US and in other places in the world. In fact, there are people who have their private libraries where books that are extinct, books and materials and documents that are no more in existence, they have them. And to access some of these libraries, it takes a lot. See, a lot of us are not ready to pay for information. There are some platforms on the internet, there are open libraries, yes, and there are libraries that you have to pay to access. $7, $10, and I know a lot of people will not want to pay. You understand? Some of us we pay, we subscribe to those stuff because we want certain level of information. So imagine, I have paid for that information and I'm giving it for free. Uh-huh. But you see, the landscape is changing rapidly. Yes, the landscape is changing. We are not just going to be giving it out like that because you have a part to play in this whole journey. It is for your own good. If you have your American passport right now, you don't know me. You understand? That is just by the way. So there are levels where you can access certain informations for your own benefit. So on the immigration part, I've always maintained. In fact, and in recent times, it has proven so right. You need access to the right information, the appropriate and the correct information. There are some information that have been given to people that have messed them up. Yeah, it's messed their life up. Okay? Imagine you are a J1 teacher taking information from somebody who came in as an illegal alien or illegal immigrant. He did not go through any legal process. He just passed somewhere the back door and entered illegally. And you are following very religiously, you are following that information. You'll be lost. You'll be lost. It is very important you take the information from the right source. You understand? The right source. The right source. And make sure that you have, look, we don't just, that is why we call something cross-referencing. Okay, even some Bibles have that kind of thing. So when you are reading this verse, it is linked to the other verse. Okay, I had a Bible some time ago that we call it the chronological Bible, where it gives you the accounts as it happened chronologically. The Bible as you have it now is kind of disjointed, scattered here. This information comes, this one comes, but they've rearranged in such a way that the stories and the whole process follows. If you read those ones, it's much different and you get more clarity than the other ones. Those are study Bibles. I mean, you can get it if you want, if you're a Christian. Now, you cross-reference information. So I don't just take it that, oh, Mr. Mr. Franklin has told me that, oh, if I pass here and you take right and you take left, you will get to your destination. I will also have to consult another thing, maybe Google, or maybe Google Maps or Waze or something else to confirm what Mr. Franklin is actually saying. You don't just take it on the face value, hook, line, and sinker. No, you need to sit down and research, cross-reference. Okay, what this guy is saying, is it true? Read from other law firms, read from other places. If you don't have the right information, you mess up on your immigration journey, and it can take you a long time. I've met people who have been in America since the 70s, and they will tell you that, listen, we listened to the wrong people, we got the wrong information. Yeah, we were ill advised, we were badly informed. And I said, but you are not, excuse my language, you're not dumb. You could have also checked and cross checked and asked. But you see, we as most foreign, I mean, not most foreign, I would say most Africans, they have this penchant for free things. You understand? We have this penchant, we have this attitude for free things, this appetite for free things. So when we get a free information, we are not doing any research again. We are not doing any finding out again. All we are going to do is we will take that information as it is given to us, raw as it is, and we run with it, which is very dangerous on this immigration journey. Yeah, very, very dangerous. All right? It can be very, very dangerous if you don't pay. You are a student. You want to transition from one visa to the other. You want to make sure that by the time you are done with your school, you have another, status. And you are talking to the wrong people. You'll be messed up. Before you realize, you will be asked to leave the country. You understand? So make sure you access the right information. And I'm showing you the process of how to access it. There are times you have to pay. Yes, there are times you have to look. These lawyers, if you want to consult them, they don't just give you free consultation. The free consultation they give you is to listen to give you a general idea. The rest, they don't tell you if you want us to have a one-on-one, you book. Yes, the least you will pay for an attorney, just an immigration attorney, 200. That is good ones. But there are some that charge around 150 per session. Those sessions are just 30 minutes. But you see, because we have the pension, we have the our mind is set on free things. We don't want to pay. The moment they see the pay, they will ignore. It means they will not even interact with you again. Yeah, the moment they say pay, then we say, these people, every time they are taking money. But you see, spending his time, he has learned, he went to school. He's an attorney, he's a lawyer. He has walked the path, he has done it for a lot of people. So there are information that he will give you that will shorten your journey, that will make your journey very short, that will make your struggles very simple. But you don't want to pay for that information. If you come here, mechanics, plumbers, and all these people, they charge, the artisans, they charge a lot, right? And if you talk to them, you know what they tell you? They say, look, you are not paying for what I'm doing. You are paying for my time and the knowledge that I have that I spent days in acquiring. Yeah. So he knows the thing. How did he know? He has studied it over time. He has been, you know what I mean? He has gone through the mill to the level that he can close his eyes and do it. So that is what you are paying for. But some of us, this small thing that you are doing that you are charging so much. Okay, don't pay. You get the wrong information and you will be on the same path for years. So the first point, information, very, very crucial. Number two, the right process. Going through the right process. Trust me, a lot of people that I've met in America, both Africans and non-Africans, some are still struggling through this immigration process because they have used different, in fact, unauthorized paths that led them to nothing. Yeah, pathways that led them to nothing because they got the information. It's okay, I got the right information. Oh yeah, sometimes instead of using a lawyer, using an attorney, they will not. They want to do it themselves. Yeah, this I can do it. ChatGPT shows me the process. I can do it. Google says you should do this, do that, do that, do that. You can do it. Okay, go and do it. They will do it. It bounces back. They will do it. It bounces back. They will do it. Sometimes for about 5. Then now they have exhausted all the ways that they need to. And now they are back to square one, having to depend on the lawyers. Let me give you one secret. I will not normally give this out, but let me give you one secret. America was built like that. Take it or leave it. In fact, almost all the systems, big economies were built like that. Yes, everyone must chop. Eh? The current president in Ghana says what? Everybody must chop peche, right? Literally meaning that everyone must enjoy to a larger extent. So you get a speeding ticket. The policeman must chop. The county must chop. They will send you to the court. The court judge, there is a component that pays him. There is a component that pays the clerks. There is a component that is deducted for telecommunication. Yes, I've shared this once before. I said I got a ticket, and when I paid the court fees and the breakdown, it was very little, it was like $98 or something, or 100 or something. But the amount was divided percentages. This percentage goes to this one. This percentage goes to this one. And I was like, wow. And as minute as it feels or it will look, it is okay, and that is how the system has been structured. You understand? So it is very, very important you understand the information you have so that you can use the right process. If you miss the right process, you are doomed. Why would the lawyer say, oh, let us do it for you? It is not because you cannot do it. You can do it. But they have set up the system such a way that everybody must chop along the way. So one ticket you have to call an attorney, you have to call this one, and everybody must benefit from the system, from you making that mistake. But you say, hey, me there, I don't want anybody to chop my money. How can I be paying lawyers when I can do this myself? I've seen people who think that way. They've applied for their green card. In fact, they were legally married, applied for they did it themselves. They bounced them like 3 times. Then the fourth time I said, why would you consult an attorney? There are things that they know that you will do it and do it and do it and it will not work. And it saves you. How much will they charge you? Sometimes $300 or $3,000 or $400 or whatever. It is worth it, giving it a one shot, than just doing it yourself and going through back and forth and having to deal with all these RFEs, bring more information, prove this, show that, show this. But an attorney understands the thinking of the immigration officers. So he or she will be able to craft the thing for you right way. Then one touch, you got it. You use the right process. And some people, to depending on your immigration status, it's not every process that is right for you. Yes, it's not every process that is right for you. But people are ill advised. They get the wrong information or they get the right information from the wrong sources, and they don't apply the right processes, so they get stuck along the way. It is very, very important. Don't just take it, charge it TP. Let me use this opportunity to show you something, educate you a little bit. And I'm also learning. ChatGPT is a machine. It's a robot, right? That has been trained by humans. Now, there is a lot of job on LinkedIn looking for people to. In fact, they were even looking for teachers recently, mathematics teachers, to train a robot, to train some, variants of ChatGPT, right? Yes, AI, machine learning. They want you to come and train their robots. Now, what is the training of the robot? Feed in human-like information. Okay, fit in human-like information so that when somebody uses it, the feedback and the answers they get are close to what humans will actually do. You understand? Yes, that is how it is. So they are paying you to train these robots, and at a time will come, all these robots in the system are being fine-tuned, A time is going to come that these robots will give you answers that depict or that mimic real human interactions. Yes, that is where we are going. But we are not there yet. So if you are navigating that process, make sure you remember that that information was fed to it by a human. And they train that robot to understand interactions. That is why there are some, I mean, almost most US websites, if you go, there is a robot there. Oh, hello, I'm Alicia. How can I help you? Whatever information you put, it will give you an output. It will give you a feedback. Oh, I want to renew my driver license. Okay, have this information ready. Do this. Click here. Click here. Then they are giving you prompts. It is based on what has been fed to it. So imagine I am the one feeding the thing, and you have me. Why wouldn't you rather deal with me? Yeah, I am the one that fed the process to the robot. So, but you still want to deal with the robot than the one who fed the information to the robot. Let's be careful and let's be very cautious. All right, it is very important you understand the right processes. And I'm not going to be specific about anything because I don't want to go into certain areas. But if you are a J1 transitioning to an H1, there is a process. One one misstep can cause you to lose your status. And once you lose your status, no school district can even do that H1 for you again. Yeah, there is a window. I was speaking to one student yesterday. He said, "Listen, Mr. O, I'm going to complete my studies in May next year, 2026. Okay, and I am a chemistry student. I want to transition to teaching." And I said, "Okay, do this, do that, do that, do that, and make sure you get a job offer before your visa ends or before your student status, truncates. If you don't do that, hmm, trust me, he will be out of status, and transitioning from one visa status to the other will become a problem for him." Yeah, so it has to be very timely. You have to be very, 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 tactful when you are going through all these processes. It is very important. All right. Now, the last one that I'll add is time. So that is why I named the processes IPT. It's just my own creation. You need the right information, you need the right process and the appropriate process. Then you also need the timing. You need to be patient. A lot of us are in haste. A lot of us are in so much haste. In fact, we are in so much haste that we do not give time for the things to happen. Look, in the US and I know in most other countries, immigration processes are time bound. It takes time. You can apply for a work permit, they'll tell you it takes between 30 to 60 days. It's a broad range. So if you are waiting and it's not coming, you relax, right? You relax. You don't go ahead of yourselves. Yeah. And that is why also they will give you the opportunity to say, okay, hey, we are giving you the opportunity to expedite these processes. Expedite these processes means to pay extra, then we can increase or we can shorten the time it will take, a turnaround time it will take for you to get something done. No matter what you do, if you want to get it in 1 week and they said it is 30 days, forget, you will not get it in 1 week. That is why it is very crucial to know the times to start some of these processes after having the right information, knowing the process or the path to take. It is also very important to give time. Know that, okay, this is the processing time. This is how long it's going to take me. This thing, it takes about 2 years. Okay, let me start now. You don't wait when you are getting out of status before you start. Some of us are very impatient, so we end up taking the shortcuts. That is another problem. We end up taking the shortcuts because, this one, they say this one, if I do it this way, it will come early, it will come fast. Okay, go. I had friends who came to the US on American lottery, right? it takes time for them to get. There is a timeline for you to get your social security. Getting your social security, then you can use it to apply for other things, for a driving license, for this one, for this one. Look, no matter what you do, you cannot rush the process. You just have to relax and wait. Now, some of them got the everything in the right time, but do you know how long it took one of them to get his driving license? More than a year, because somebody told him that he cannot drive with his Ghana license in America, which was a fallacy. It was a false information. So my brother has to depend on people to carry him to and fro from work, and it's like he was actually standstill for almost a year because he was told you cannot get license, you cannot use your Ghana license to drive. It is against the rule. I said, you can use your Ghana license to drive for 90 days in America. It is allowed. In fact, your status is even different from me. I am a J1. I am allowed to drive for 90 days with my foreign license because it is assumed that within that time you could have gotten your American license. You have gotten a lease agreement which will help you to get the license. So who told you this lie? That you'll be waiting for all this while and you don't have a license? Do you have your social? I say yes. Do you have this? Yes. So why are you waiting? And why are you not driving? You know, the whole thought was like, you cannot. And he also believed, and he's a driver who is experienced, who doesn't need anybody to drive him around. But because of one single information that has been planted there, that's it. You understand? It took him a long time to settle and do a lot of things because he processed or used or had access to the wrong info. Yeah, some of them were right, but the processes to do the things were also confusing because these people did not come on the same visa type you came on. No, their status is different. So you should be aligning with people who came with that same visa type so that you can understand how they transition well or smoothly. Because the immigration part can be very, very complex. Yes, that is the truth. It can be very, very complex. And navigating it, one misstep, one mistake could cause the whole thing to be void. And you have to start all over. And remember, monies that you paid to these organizations, USIS and immigration uh, bodies in the US or anywhere, is not refundable. Yeah, so if it's 3,000 you have paid it for free. So some people will say, "Oh, my book, I've misused money. I've used a lot of money, and I'm still not getting this thing." Yeah, you are paying a lot of money because you did not pay simple. You did not pay attention to simple things, and you refuse to access the right information. You would have paid less. It would have cost you less if you had paid to even listen or speak to an attorney. Go to the office, give them attorney. Oh, Mr. Lawyer, how much are you going to charge? Oh, I'll charge you $3,000. No problem. Go and work. $3,000 divided by 30 days, that is like $100 a day. Make sure you get $100 a day. And how can you do that? You can easily do that. You can either use your main job or you can use your side gigs. How do I make sure I get a side gig? There are so many processes so many side gigs you can get that you can easily make $100 a day. Work for 30 days, that is 3,000. That is lawyer fee. Put it aside. And the application fee, the lawyer will tell you, oh, it's going to cost us another 3,000 to file. Okay, let me work for another 30 days. You understand? You can do, there are so many things or ways that you can get it done. But if you don't pay attention, you don't follow the right processes, you don't get the right information, and you don't give yourself time, you don't understand the times and seasons. Hmm? Those of us who are Christian, we know that verse. The children of Issachar knew the times and seasons. Yeah, and they played according to it, and it worked out for them. You need to understand the times and the seasons in every immigration part. These days, I've been telling people that the immigration landscape is changing by the hour, not even by the day, by the hour. We have this one today. Tomorrow they'll just wake up and say, "Oh, we've changed the rule now, so this is what is happening." That is what is causing a lot of chaos in people's mind, because they just got up one day and say, "Okay, student visa is no more. This land is this land," and somebody says single entry. Single entry, it just means that visa can only bring you in. If you go out, it means you have to make sure get another one. So not multiple entries, single entry. So you come, you go, as it. And that is your struggle. But if you are a student, you are here for a long time. If you are a teacher, you are going to be here for at least a minimum of 3 years. But, as I always say, you are not once a teacher, always a teacher. You can lose your job at any time. So you have to be very, very careful. All right? You have to be very, very careful. So at least, I believe this has given you a good mental picture of what these whole immigration processes involve. Having the right information is number one. Knowing the right processes, I mean, and also knowing the times and the seasons. Hmm? It is very, very crucial. If you miss the time, you may have the right information, but if you miss the time, everything is gone. You may have the right information, know the right process, but if you don't know the time, it's done. You could know the time, have the right information, but if the process is wrong, you will file and file and file. And I'm filing at the right time. I am in status. I'm this. But why are they not giving to me? Yes, because the process is wrong. Based on the visa type that you are on, or based on the visa status that you have, you are using the wrong process. So it will keep bouncing back and bouncing back as much as it could. So it is very important. All these three things play right into it. It must be in sync, synchronized. Right information, right people, right processes, and knowing the times. You don't wait till you are out of status to start filing. No. You don't wait till it is 30 days before you start filing. No. You don't wait till it is 45 days. No, there are some processes you have to start about a year in advance, because it takes time to get that thing done. You understand? It is very, very important. I'm ending here. If you have any questions, let's hear it in the comment section. Share this video to somebody. Let us all subscribe, and let us keep learning each day. I'll do my best to come your way again another time. Maybe tomorrow. Yes, we'll have another conversation. And if there are any questions or any follow-up questions from this discussion, I will definitely come back and we will talk about it. All right? Invite somebody to listen and learn. We are all learning. Mind you, we are all learning. We are all on a journey to learn and understand these processes and have it smoothly done for us. That does not make me the mastermind of every immigration information. Nope. But for the best of my ability and the experience of others and what I have learned and what I have paid for and what I am still learning, I will share, and we will all be able to learn accordingly. All right? I'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed week. Have a wonderful Monday. And please stay out of trouble. All right? Don't look for trouble. Just stay out of trouble. No, don't. Don't go looking for trouble. Stay out of it. If trouble is looking for you, please make sure you stay out of it. Run away from trouble. That is all I'm trying to say. Okay? I'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed week. Adios and bye-bye.